Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This is lecture number 4, and today we will discuss about a Board of Intermediate and Secondary Education and functions of Board of Intermediate and Secondary Education and committees of boards and difficulties or problems faced by the boards and recognition of institutions by the boards. So first of all, we see that the Federal Board of Intermediate and Secondary Education is what? This is an autonomous body of Ministry of Federal Education and Professional Training. Government of Pakistan has been entrusted a spectrum of responsibilities including curricular recommendations, appointment of examiners and supervisory staff to conduct examination, ensuring required physical and human resource of all affiliated institutions importing secondary and higher secondary levels within and across the country to match the in-house talent with needs of the market. So FBOIS is committed to provide, means Federal Board of Intermediate and Secondary Education, that is committed to provide conducive learning environment, transparent, efficient and objective assessment opportunities to the students during their academic pursuits and its affiliated institutions. Complete automations of the whole system to provide trouble-free interactions, acquisitions of required documents, prompt dissemination of information to thousands of affiliated institutions and millions of students. Well-defined mapping and monitoring system using advanced technological tools like GIS and remote sensing, establishment of quality enhancement cell to improve the standards of examination through students' feedback, creation of pools of qualified paper setters, examiners and assessors augmented with specialized training or the immediate priorities. The multidimensional approach of FBOIS as a way forward to beautify all its stakeholders require teamwork and well wishes to track its mission. There are some important functions and powers of boards which are listed below, like to organize, regulate, develop and control intermediate education and secondary education. This is the first role. And the second role is to hold and conduct all examinations pertaining to intermediate education, secondary education, Pakistani and international languages and such other examinations as may be determined by the government. The third is to lay down conditions for recognition of institutions, because you know that whenever some institutions are going to be affiliated, so there are certain conditions. If they fulfill, so then the affiliations may be given. So to supervise the residence, health and discipline of the students of recognized institutions with a view to promote their general welfare. To institutes and award scholarships, medals and prizes in the prescribed manner. To organize and promote extracurricular activities on and for recognized institutions. Now, committees of board. It means that in order to run the business, the boards constitutes the following committees which have different roles, like academic committees there, committee of courses, committee for recognition of institutions, committee for the appointment of paper setters and head examiners, examination conduct committee for appointment of supervisory staff, and rechecking committee, unfair means committee, appellate and appellant committee, finance committee and appointment committee and such other committees as may be prescribed by the board. Now, what are the difficulties or problems faced by the boards? Definitely when there are committees, so they face different types of problems. So the boards have to perform their statutory responsibilities under the provision of the acts and ordinances. The Bais Multan, Bahawalpur, Gujranwala, Karachi, Hyderabad, Sakkar and Peshawar didn't indicate or identify any difficulty in the performance of statutory responsibilities. The BICE Lahore, Sargodha, Rawalpindi, and Quetta are facing some difficulties in the performance of their statutory duties. Difficulties, as indicated by the different boards, are like competent, honest, and responsible teachers. Lecturers refuse to accept the assignments because they avoid facing the presence of antisocial elements. Recognition of institutions by the board. The boards of intermediate and secondary education recognize or affiliate high schools and intermediate colleges. Institutions applying for recognition, they have to fill up a detailed questionnaires as given by the board. They are required to answer the questions about accommodations, laboratories, libraries, education qualification of staff, and various other physical facilities as provided by the institutions to the students and the teachers. Boards are authorized to recognize institutions located within their jurisdictions. The boards accord recognitions from either the Ministry of Education or an education department, and in general, the government schools are recognized on the basis of reports received from the Director of Education. And recognition of institutions that may be withdrawn on the basis of adverse reports received from the authorities mentioned above. And rules regarding recognition of schools or colleges, you know that these are often too vague and one can easily deviate from these rules. Enforcement of some strict rules may lead to closure of most of the institutions. For example, such rules are given below, that the admission to any class or section of the class shall be limited to maximum of 45 in the class or section of the class in case of the high schools, and 75 in case of institutions other than high schools. Second, that is that the schools shall be provided with suitable equipment and furnitures, including necessary apparatus for science subjects and other subjects in which practical work is conducted in accordance with the list prescribed by the board. That the school maintains a library containing minimum number of books prescribed by the prospective board, and undertakes to spend at least Rs 500 per year. That the teacher are suitable as regards their character, number, and qualifications. That the school is housed in a building which is suitable as regards accommodations, sanitary arrangements, and locations, and it according to the prescribed criterion. That whole-time teacher, whether in a government or non-government recognized institutions, shall not draw less than the salary prescribed by the government for different categories of teachers. Discussed administrative structures of the board. The business of the boards is run by a large number of employees. The chairman and secretaries of the boards are appointed by the respective government on deputation. Other staff including controllers, deputy secretaries, assistant controllers, secrecy officers, director of physical education, directors or deputy directors or assistant directors, research or research officers, statistical officers, audit account officers, and the lower staff is appointed on the recommendation of the appointment committee of the board. Controlling authorities include like the federal or provincial government exercise great influence over the boards, appointment, finance, recognition, and some other committees constituted by board or headed by senior officers of the Ministry of Education or provincial education departments. The Ministry of Education coordinates the activities of the board through Inter-Board Committee of Chairmen, and that was established in 1972. The committee is headed by a full-time officer appointed by the Federal Ministry of Education. The main function of IBCC, that is to exchange information, to create coordination among boards in the field of examinations, and other relative matters dealt with by the boards. In administration of examination, boards are empowered under their acts to conduct examinations both in theory and practical papers. Conduct of examination involves some steps like paper setting. Paper setting includes appointment of paper setters, setting of question papers, printing and packing of question papers, and dispatch of question papers. In conduct of examination includes announcement of date sheet, then earmarking of examination centers, then appointments of supervisory staff, that is inspectors, superintendents, deputy superintendents and invigilators. In assessment of answer box includes appointment of examiners, that is head examiners, sub-examiners, single examiners, practical examiners, assistants to help the head examiners. Then evaluation of answer book, compilation of results tabulation, appointment of tabulators, tabulation of results, announcement of results. The above steps are completed within 4 to 6 months, remember. So if we discuss the detail of procedure, so conduct of examinations, inter board committee of chairman being the coordinating agency of BIAS announces through mass media the schedule of examinations of all the boards which once declared is strictly adhered. In administration of examination, we can explain that in case of natural calamities, the schedule of a particular area is changed. Particulars of trustworthy, honest, reliable and hardworking teachers are invited from heads of institutions on the performance, and separate forms are also provided to the teachers of different categories of education institutions for selection of supervisory staff. After checking their antecedents and eligibility, consolidated lists are placed before committee of courses or supervisory conduct committee or examination committee for selection of staff for performing supervisory duties. However, only boards of intermediate and secondary education Peshawar appoints the supervisory staff on the recommendations of Education Department. Examination centers are then established keeping in view the physical facilities available there. Superintendents, the assistant superintendents mean invigilators supervise the conduct of examinations. Inspectors inspect the examination centers off and on, and mobile squad or teams constituted by the boards pays surprise visits to the examination centers. Head of institutions where examination is conducted are authorized by some boards to act as resident inspectors. All these measures are adopted to check the malpractices. Boards of intermediate and secondary education and universities are the examining bodies, and there are some certificates, those are being awarded after completion of certain level of education, like secondary school certificate. This is generally we call matric, and this is just after 10 years of schooling. Then higher secondary school certificate, normally we call it FAFSC, and that is after 12 years schooling. Bachelor of degree, normally we call it with the graduation, or BA BSc, or BS in some words, where the 2 years is there. So that is after 14 years of schooling. Then master degree, like normally we call it MA MSc, after 16 years of schooling. And universities confirm MPhil and PhD degrees on the candidates who complete certain requirements of the concerned level of studies. These certificates, degrees are awarded after completion of general streams, and there is a public examination system in the whole country, and some boards and universities are following the conventional system of awarding certificates and degrees on the basis of two things. The means they award third divisions if the students secure 33 to 44%. Second division that start from 45 to 59%, and first division is awarded to the students having 60% scores and above. Some boards and universities have introduced grades like A grade is to be given who secure 70% and above, and B grade is awarded to students who secure 60 to 69%, and C grade is for 50 to 59% students, and D grade is given to 40 to 49%, and F grade is awarded to the failure students. So at the same time, there are institutions in private sectors preparing the students for O-level and A-level examinations of British education system. If we talk about the National Bureau of Curriculum and Textbooks, so we can say that curriculum development that was never visualized as a distinct and specialized function. So the entire curriculum activity that was done through committee. Because before 18th amendment, curriculum and textbooks development that was the responsibility of federal government. Then after the 18th constitutional amendment, the role of all provincial textbook boards has changed. The devolution of curriculum provides a significant set of opportunities to the provinces in regard to the introducing changes in the curriculum, which could not only make their curriculum more competitive but bring it in consonance with their particular culture and environment. The formation of curriculum wing at Ministry of Education, that is in 1976, was followed by the establishment of 4 provincial curriculum bureaus, one in each province, to ensure provincial collaboration and evolve consensus in all activities falling within the purview of the federations. Moreover, we can explain that the provincial textbook boards were also established subsequently. Under the auspices of Federal Ministry of Education, national curriculum was developed in 2006 and 7. So the omission or removal of the concurrent list under the 18th Amendment has devolved the key role of educational policy, planning and curriculum in the exclusive legislative jurisdiction of the provinces. So thank you so much. So if you still didn't subscribe my channel, so please subscribe it and see the updated videos about the new lectures. Take care. Allah Hafiz.